I've always been a huge fan of the Metroidvania genre. It combines two of my favourite things, exploration and character progression. Unfortunately, it's been largely abandoned by mainstream developers in recent years. However, the indie scene have embraced it in a big way, taking it to heights it could have probably never reached in the AAA gaming sector. And in no game is that more true than Guacamelee for the PlayStation 3 and Vita. It is a shining example of the genre, one that I simply cannot recommend enough. I love it, pure and simple. And here's why. I spent way too long trying to figure out the best way to describe Guacamelee, but I just kept on coming back to the same word. Lush. There is so much beautiful artwork on display at once, it is unbelievable. Every inch of it oozing both style and finesse. The animations are smooth, the sprites are sharp, the backgrounds are intricately detailed, there's like a bazillion different colours, and to top it all off there's 5 or 6 layers of parallax scrolling going on at any one moment. It comes together to create something that, at its worst, is charming, and at its best is utterly captivating. Even something as mundane as unlocking a stamina upgrade results in an almost overwhelming explosion of bright lights and jaunty tunes, making it perhaps the most upbeat game about collecting skulls that I've ever played. And then you've got the whole switching between dark and light world mechanic, which not only provides some rather intriguing puzzles, more on that later, but also means you're essentially getting 2 fantastic environments and beautiful soundtracks for the price of one, which is great. That said, I am sure there are some people who will be slightly irked by the rather excessive usage of internet memes in the hub towns, but honestly, if you can get angry at a game this cheerful, then you've got problems. Like many indie games, Guacamelee takes very clear inspiration from the games of yore, the big difference here being it's not quite so in-your-face about it. It achieves the seemingly impossible task of embracing what made those games cool but without all the baggage that comes with it, like 8-bit graphics and pixel-perfect platforming and a general reliance on outdated mechanics that weren't even much fun in their heyday. Instead, we're treated to a substantial improvement on the Metroidvania formula, thanks to stuff like a convenient fast travel system, clear objectives, a detailed map, and, my personal favourite, colour-coded barriers for colour-coded abilities, meaning there's no more fumbling around wondering if you've unlocked the right thing you need in order to progress. Still, at its core, Guacamelee has the heart and soul of an old-school platformer, and it is most certainly not subtle about those origins. While some of its homages are hidden just beneath the surface, many are about as on the nose as you could possibly get without receiving a very strongly worded email from Nintendo's legal department. The simple but engrossing combat in Guacamelee is certainly worthy of praise, but I'd say the real star here is actually the platforming sections, which are more like puzzles than anything else. They demand not only sharp reflexes, but also a fair bit of cognitive horsepower, and a very firm understanding of each move at your disposal. This only gets crazier once you unlock the ability to shift between dark and light worlds at will, and I reckon some people are really going to struggle with some of the more devilish sections. But for me at least, and bear in mind that I'm not exactly great at games in general, they were just hard enough that I felt challenged, but not so much so that I ran off to a YouTube walkthrough the moment I ran into trouble. Their excellent design led to more eureka moments than I can count, and they even retained a significant amount of their challenge and satisfaction on subsequent playthroughs. Which is great, because my first urge upon beating the final boss was to go right back to the beginning and do it all again. Many are going to herald Guacamelee as a PlayStation 3 exclusive, which is perhaps a shame because every copy that you buy also comes with a free version for the Vita as well, and vice versa. Metroidvania games have always felt most at home on the portables, so I'm glad to report the Vita version does not disappoint. I played through the whole game on the Vita and it ran like an absolute dream, with identical content to its console cousin, as well as no noticeable slowdown or major bugs. Even better, you can trade saves between the two devices completely painlessly, meaning you can play it on the go and then immediately jump right back in where you left off once you get home. You can even use the Vita as a Wii U style second screen, let's say if you're some kind of crazy person. This idea of console gaming on the go is supposedly what the PlayStation Vita is all about, but so far I think Guacamelee is the only game to really pull it off with this level of polish. Perhaps if we had more games like it, then people would even start buying Vitas again. Maybe. Look guys, it's a game about a supernatural chicken-morphing luchador suplexing poncho-clad skeletons. What more do you want? Guacamelee isn't just another love letter to the Metroidvania genre, it is a remarkable feat of both structural and visual design, one that brings the genre forward without retreading much in the way of old ground. If that sounds cool to you, then you owe it to yourself to pick it up ASAP. If that doesn't sound cool to you, then I feel bad for you, because you're going to miss out on something that's really special.